Hello and welcome to Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV, your one stop for all the big national and international developments. I'm Tina Jha. These are the stories making headlines this morning. Uncertainty over Art of Living Foundation's World Cultural Festival that's slated to begin today in Delhi. Founder Sri Ravi Shankar defiant, says won't pay fine of 5 crore rupees levied by the National Greens Tribunal. Deadline ends at 4 p.m. today. Vijay Mallya breaks silence after uproar over his departure from the country, denies the allegations of being an absconder. This as opposition accuses the government of aiding the liquor baron. Prime Minister hails passage of the real estate bill in Rajya Sabha as great news for home buyers. Upper House clears bill with support from the Congress and the other opposition parties. Supreme Court asks telecom operators to give undertaking that they have not exceeded 2% threshold limit of call drops. Telecom operators tell court there cannot be a perfect world in the world of radio waves. An Islamic State defector leaks information on foreign recruits in the terror outfit to a British journalist. Germany says files appear to be genuine. Well, our top focus, the World Cultural Festival scheduled to begin today in Delhi, is still in jeopardy. The organizers, the Art of the Living Foundation, have not paid the fine levied on them by the National Green Tribunal. The tribunal has warned that law will take its own course if its order is not adhered to. Now, Art of Living founder Sri Ravi Shankar remains defiant, says he has done no wrong and will not pay any money. Already mired in controversy, the event suffered another blow, with Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe pulling out of the event due to security and protocol issues. Mugabe was supposed to be the guest of honor at the event. Uncertainty looms large over the 3-day World Cultural Festival, scheduled to be held in the national capital from today onwards. The Art of Living Foundation, which is organizing the event, has been given time till today evening to pay a fine of 5 crore rupees imposed on it by the National Green Tribunal, or else the law will take its own course.
जो ट्रिब्यूनल ने ऑर्डर दिया था, पहले ट्रिब्यूनल ने ऑर्डर दिया था 13 जनवरी 2015, उसका तो पूरा वायलेशन सारी अथॉरिटीज कर चुकी हैं, फाउंडेशन ने भी कर दिया है. अब ये दोबारा जो 9 मार्च को उन्होंने दोबारा डायरेक्शन दिया है, अगर इसका भी वायलेशन करते हैं तो मुझे लगता है कि ये तो ट्रिब्यूनल और कोर्ट को अपनी गरिमा बचाने के लिए जो भी ऑर्डर पास करने चाहिए, हम जरूर कहेंगे कि अगर आपकी ऑर्डर का वायलेशन हुआ है तो फिर इस इवेंट को नहीं होना चाहिए.
But a defiant Sri Ravi Shankar, the organizer of the mega cultural event, has refused to abide by the entity's orders. Speaking to media persons on Thursday, the spiritual guru said he would rather go to jail.
3 जने आके आधा घंटे वहां घूम करके कोई रिपोर्ट देके चले जाते हैं, वो हमको मान्य नहीं है. दोबारा भेजें, हमको बताएं कितना कहाँ डैमेज हुआ, पहले क्या क्या था वहां पर वो दिखाएं. पहले वहां इतने पेड़ तो थे नहीं, वहां पर जो पेड़ थे उसको हमने बनाए रखा है, उसको कभी नहीं काटा है. ये झूठे इल्जाम को, झूठ को 100 बार दोहराने से सच नहीं होगा. सत्य में जयते, हम उस पर अड़े रहेंगे. अब उत्सव बड़े जोर से होगा, उत्सव के लिए हम तैयार हैं.
Adding to the controversy, a group of farmers sat on protest on Thursday, demanding compensation from the Art of Living Foundation for forcing them off their land for the event. They claim that their standing crops were mowed down to make arrangements for the festival.
19 तारीख को जमीन जुती है हमारी, और 19 तारीख से हम खाली पड़े हैं यहाँ पर. जबरदस्ती हमारी सरकार ने, पुलिस ने मतलब धौंस दे करके कि या तो आप पैसे ले लो, नहीं भाग जाओ यहाँ से.
In view of the outcry by environmentalists, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said on Thursday that if the organizers of the cultural festival had approached him earlier, his government would have suggested an environmentally suitable venue. Activists have alleged serious environmental violations on account of the event, which is likely to be attended by about 35 lakh people. Due to the controversy surrounding it, President Pranab Mukherjee has already pulled out of the event's valedictory function on Sunday. There's still speculation on whether Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the inaugural function today evening. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And amid a huge outcry over his departure from India, UB Group promoter Vijay Mallya now has reacted to allegations that he has absconded from India, leaving behind a loan of 9,000 crore rupees. He reacted on Twitter, saying that he has full faith in the judicial system of the country and will cooperate with the investigating agencies. Meanwhile, reports have emerged that the CBI had revised its lookout notice against Mallya 1 month after issuing it.
Vijay Mallya's latest tweets after the debate in Parliament over how he was allowed to leave the country. The liquor baron denying allegations he is an absconder, saying he will abide by the law of the land. Mallya even saying he will not stand trial by the media. Mallya breaking silence as the uproar over his alleged escape from India rises. The CBI, that has come under criticism for allowing Vijay Mallya to go abroad, had reportedly changed the nature of the lookout notice against him. PTI is quoting sources saying that a lookout notice was issued on October 16, 2015 by the agency against Mallya. PTI further says that nearly a month later, in November, the agency asked for a revised circular where it asked the Bureau of Immigration to inform it about his departure and travel plans. The news agency is also quoting sources in the Central Security Agencies saying Mallya has made at least 4 trips abroad before his controversial 2nd March departure. Mallya had travelled abroad in the last week of October and returned in November, while he made 2 trips in first and last week of December and also a trip in January. The CBI's reaction on being asked why Mallya's passport was not impounded is that the businessman was cooperating with investigations. Meanwhile, the MEA has said it has not been asked to take any action against the liquor baron.
As far as Vijay Mallya is concerned, to the best of my knowledge, MEA has not yet been asked to take any action.
After the uproar, the Enforcement Directorate made its first move in the money laundering probe, issuing summons to over half a dozen officials of the IDBI Bank and Vijay Mallya-owned Kingfisher Airlines over the alleged default of over 900 crore rupee loan from IDBI Bank. The State Bank of India, on the other hand, refuted allegations that the banks were late in taking action against Vijay Mallya. The bank says it moved very promptly against the man who owes more than 1,600 crore rupees to it. Alleging a nexus between lenders and Vijay Mallya, one of the biggest bank employees' union has demanded a parliamentary probe into the sanction of loans to the now grounded Kingfisher Airlines and other group companies. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And in some good news for home buyers, the Rajya Sabha has passed the Real Estate Regulation and Development Bill of 2015 with support from the Congress and the other opposition parties. The AIADMK, however, opposed the bill, saying it infringes upon the rights of the states to regulate the real estate sector.
The Rajya Sabha on Thursday passed the Real Estate Regulation and Development Bill 2015. The bill seeks to regulate the real estate sector, bring in transparency and protect consumer interests. Moving the bill for passage, Urban Development Minister M. Venkaiah Naidu listed several provisions that focus on transparency.
Both the developers and consumers have to pay interest at the same rate for any delay. If there is a delay, there is an interest also.
Several opposition parties supported the bill, while expressing concern on some provisions.
The committee has recommended, sir, that an area of 500 square meters or a unit with 8 apartments should come into its purview. So we feel, and our suggestion is that we must include all.
शहर से मिले गांव की सारी जमीनें प्लॉटिंग में चली गई और उन प्लाटों पर मकान बन गए और उन मकानों को डेवलप करने की जिम्मेदारी हम लोगों पर। नहीं देंगे तो वोट नहीं देंगे, तो वोटों के डर में हमें काम करना पड़ रहा है कि वो छोड़ गए। तो इसमें प्लाट वाला भी प्रोविजन कहीं करिए कि खाली मकान बना के देने ही बिल्डर नहीं है, जो प्लाट बेचते हैं वो जो प्लाट दे रहे हैं उनकी जिम्मेदारी भी हो कि प्लाट वही बिकेंगे जो कॉलोनी पूरी तरीके से डेवलप होगी।
मैं चाहता हूं कि इन मुकदमों की मियाद भी तय हो कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा ये डिस्प्यूट 6 महीने में समाप्त हो जाए।
Currently the bill excludes land below 500 square meter or apartments with 8 or fewer units from its purview. The provision would result in the exclusion of bulk of the urban middle and lower class home buyers from the protection of the bill. So these home buyers are the most vulnerable to exploitation by developers and real estate agents.
तो जैसे शैला जी ने कहा, ये 500 yards का जो आप ब्लॉक रख रहे हैं इसको उठा दीजिए. Who will protect these poor people is millions of homes who keep falling every day.
The AIADMK opposed it, saying that it infringes upon the rights of states to regulate the sector.
Our stand is the bill is not strictly within the legislative competence of the central government. The bill casts undue responsibilities and takes away the freedom of the state government and the competent authorities. We oppose the bill.
Replying to the discussion, Naidu assured members that their suggestions will be taken on board while framing rules.
Reducing the area below 500. Earlier, you are all aware it's 1,012. Now I brought it down to 508. I tried to bring to the notice of the House, states have the power to reduce it below 500 also. ADMK, who raised the principal objection, which they thought it's right, but we are in disagreement with them. I only appeal to them also to see reason and see that you also support this bill, because the bill is in need of the hour.
The bill, supported by all opposition parties except the AIADMK, was passed by a voice vote in the House. This is Vishal Dahiya's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has welcomed the passage of the real estate bill in the Rajya Sabha. He said that the passage of the bill with Congress's support is great news for aspiring home buyers. In a series of tweets, Modi said, and I quote, "Passage of the real estate bill is great news for aspiring home buyers. It will transform the real estate sector. The real estate bill fully ensures more transparency, accountability and efficiency in the real estate sector, freeing it from the many existing flaws," unquote. In some other news, the Supreme Court has asked telecom operators to give an undertaking that they have not exceeded the 2% threshold limit of call drops as mandated in the regulations. Now, this came after the companies claimed helplessness in controlling the situation. A bench headed by Justice Kurran Joseph also asked the cellular operator associations to inform the court whether any penalty was ever levied on them for call drops. Cellular Operators Association of India has challenged the Delhi High Court order, making it mandatory for them to compensate subscribers for call drops from the 1st of January this year. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal, appearing for cellular operators, said there cannot be a perfect world in the world of radio waves, and call drops will happen as they have no technology to control it. The bench asked the senior advocate whether any study has been carried out that call drops are in any way indirect means of generation of revenue. Sibal informed the court that telecom operators have never crossed the 2% limit of call drops as mandated in the regulations and in their license conditions. But now the TRAI wants us to pay for every call drop. In turn, the Apex Court asked Sibal whether the TRAI's recommendation for imposition of a fine for call drops has been implemented and if the telecom operators were ever made to pay the penalty. To this, he said, the TRAI's recommendation has not been implemented yet and operators have not been charged for call drops as of now. The government and the International Monetary Fund are organizing a 3-day conference on advancing Asia, investing for the future in the national capital, starting later in the evening today. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and IMF Chief Christine Lagarde will address the gathering later in the evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the opening session of the conference tomorrow. While IMF Managing Director Christine Lagarde will be a key speaker at the conference, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and Lagarde will participate in a ceremony for South Asia Training and Technical Assistance Centre. RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan and Gates Foundation's Melinda Gates will also address and converse with Lagarde during the 3-day conference. With that, we'll slip into a short break here on Breakfast News. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Art arisen from a multi-hued cultural canvas. Tradition and cultural fervour dating back centuries. And encircling them all, there's a magic that awes. Embrace your nation's brilliant human warmth. Watch Colours of India, Sundays at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha Television.
I am Ishan Russell.
I'm Tracy Shilchi and you're watching News Tonight.
Together with the team of our
Dedicated professionals from across various fields.
This is Shyam Sundar,
Vishal Dahiya,
Akhilesh Suman,
Frank Pereira from Beijing, China.
Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
We bring to you
the news that matters here on Rajya Sabha TV.
Thanks for staying with us. News now from the upcoming assembly elections. DMDK leader Vijay Kant said yesterday that the party would go it alone in the upcoming assembly elections in Tamil Nadu. Now, the declaration comes in the backdrop of several parties making an effort to partner with the Vijay Kant-led party. This latest development has left political parties worried after DMK, BJP and People's Welfare Front pursued the party for an alliance to unseat the Jayalalitha government. While thanking all parties that invited him for talks, Vijay Kant told supporters in Chennai that he never approached other parties for meetings. Vijay Kant also announced a high-level team for a successful campaign in the state.
Without our AIDMK alliance, Mr. Vijay Kant is nothing. See, he met in corporation election. What happened? They were totally lost the deposits also. And he with BJP 2014, they met MP election. Not even one seat they have won.
And shifting focus to some international news now. In a major evidence against the Islamic State recruitments, a disillusioned former Islamic State militant has passed on a stolen memory stick containing documents about foreign recruits to a British journalist in Sky News. German, UK and Syrian opposition media are in possession of those files.
أنا بدي أطلب من الناس اللي جوا منضم على التنظيم، تنظيم كذب يدعي الإسلام، ما فيه شيء بيطابق لشرع الإسلام أبدا أبدا. بعيد عن الإسلام.
A magnificent coup against the Islamic State. Abu Hamid, an Islamic State defector, brought a gold mine of details on 22,000 IS supporters. He stole a memory stick from IS internal security force and passed it on to Britain's Sky News. He was apparently disillusioned with IS leaders. The files have been published online in Arabic by Zaman al-Wazil, a Qatari-based Syrian news website. Out of 22,000 names in the file, most seems to be duplicates.
هاي معلومات استخباراتية، أكيد الاستخبارات هي اللي راح تشتغل عنا. يعني بنصح إنه تتسلم لناس عم تشتغل ضد داعش. الناس اللي فعلا مستنية شيء لتشتغل ضد داعش، مو تتسلم لناس مشان تبيعها وتشتريها وترجع ترجعها على التنظيم.
He knew it was very important, he didn't know what was on it, and he took it from the head of internal security of Islamic State, came across the border, and through the network that we've known for a very long time, we eventually were given the memory stick.
Germany's Interior Ministry said the files appeared to be genuine. Germany, UK and Syrian opposition media have identified IS recruits from at least 40 countries. The enrollment file contains names of IS supporters, their relatives, telephone numbers and other details such as areas of expertise and who had recommended them. Another file marked martyrs detailed a group of IS members who were willing and trained to carry out suicide attacks. 2 of those listed are currently on trial separately in Germany. Other 2 Germans on the list have appeared in IS videos earlier. 16 Britons, including 2 killed in airstrikes in Syria, also feature in the files.
We've got 51 nationals from 51 countries that we've been able to identify, crosses the whole of the globe, from America all the way to China, a lot of European countries, Britain obviously, and then a lot from North Africa and from the Middle East, Arabia. Many of them have been to every jihadist hotspot that you can think of in a single trip, starting in Tunisia, going to Libya, Somalia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, through to Europe, Belgium, France regularly, and then to Turkey and into Syria. So they weren't on watch lists and they weren't stopped, clearly, because they were able to travel quite easily.
Abu Hamid was a former Free Syrian Army fighter who switched to Islamic State. Apparently, IS had been taken over by former soldiers of Iraqi Ba'ath Party of Saddam Hussein. Saddam was ousted in 2003 following the US-led invasion of Iraq. IS is known for its bureaucracy. Officials said a snapshot of the data looks like as it is from late 2013 or early 2014. But still, it could have its uses. What appears to be a personal database for the group could be of real intelligence value for Western security services, if proven authentic. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The euro made huge gains today in Asia after the European stock markets fell. Markets fell following the economic stimulus measures announced by the European Central Bank. Frankfurt closed down 2.3%, Paris ended 1.7% lower, and the FTSE 100 slid 1.8%. The euro initially fell 1.6% against the US dollar to 1.0822 before jumping as high as 1.1218, one of the biggest one-day swings in the currency's history. The ECB cut its main interest rate from 0.05% to 0% and cut its bank deposit rate from minus 0.3% to minus 0.4%. It will also expand its quantitative easing program from 60 billion euros to 80 billion euros a month.
With today's comprehensive package of monetary policy decisions, we are providing substantial monetary stimulus to counteract heightened risks to the ECB's price stability objective. While very low or even negative inflation rates are unavoidable over the next few months as a result of movements in oil prices, it is crucial to avoid second-round effects by securing the return of inflation to levels below but close to 2% without undue delay.
Draghi seems to be still optimistic about his success regarding the war against the deflation. I don't know where it comes from because, for example, the negative interest rates for the banking sector is not working at all because what the ECB wants is that the banks are giving more credit to the economy, but it's not working with 0.3% and it won't work with 0.4%. So I don't know where the optimism comes from.
Time for some sports news now. Pakistan's participation at the ICC World T20 tournament continues to be shrouded in suspense. Pakistan has refused to clear its team's departure unless they get a written security assurance given by the Indian government. Now, Pakistan's Interior Minister Chaudhry Nisar Ali Khan reiterated that its cricket team will only travel to India for the World T20 tournament if they get a guarantee of foolproof security from the Indian government and the states where they will be playing. Meanwhile, India says that it's the country's sovereign duty to protect all teams participating in the tournament. The most anticipated match of the tournament between India and arch rivals Pakistan, scheduled to be held on the 19th of March, was shifted to Kolkata over concerns about security at the original venue at Dharamshala.
इस वक्त तक जो धमकियां आई हैं, जो सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट्स आए हैं, वो पाकिस्तान स्पेसिफिक हैं। बावजूद इसके कि पाकिस्तान के अवाम, पाकिस्तान की हुकूमत, हर पाकिस्तानी ये चाहता है कि पाकिस्तानी टीम हिंदुस्तान जाए, मगर अगर ये गारंटी हुकूमती लेवल पर न दी गई तो पाकिस्तानी टीम को हिंदुस्तान जाने की कतन इजाज़त नहीं दी जाएगी।
What I want to state very clearly is that we are there to protect all the teams who are participating in the World Cup, and it is our obligation, it is our sovereign duty to secure everybody who is in Indian territory.
And Indian badminton ace Saina Nehwal stormed into the quarterfinals of the All England Badminton Championship. World number 2 Nehwal knocked out her Thai opponent Busanan Ongbom-Rungfa in 21-16, 21-9 in the second round of the tournament. Unheralded Indian shuttler B. Sai Praneeth also scripted the biggest win of his career, stunning two-time Olympic silver medalist and former world number 1 Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia in the opening round 24-22, 22-20. K. Srikanth and Sameer Verma also entered the second round of the tournament. World number 10 Srikanth showed the door to England's Rajiv Ozeb, a silver medalist at the 2010 Commonwealth Games. Sameer also dished out a superb performance and dismantled Hong Kong's Hu Yun 21-10, 21-14 in the last night's match. But it was a disappointment for two-time bronze medalist PV Sindhu, who lost 21-18, 17-21, 12-21 to Ponte Buran Aprazarsuk of Thailand. That's it from us in this bulletin. Parliament news to follow after a short break. Do stay with us.